Greetings, salutations. Welcome to another COK-RantTalk. This evening, I'm going to be talking about a subject that's very near and dear to me, mostly because it's a common topic. What makes a true man? The making of a true man, accurate. Now, in modern day 2021, the definition of what a man is has a plethora of definitions. Some mired, some concrete, some a little more abstract, and then some that are just plain. Where I would say, mm, I wouldn't use that word. Something that's out of the ordinary. That's a bit word I can use for that. But the definition of a true man, in my opinion, was somebody who is self-certain, self-confident, and he was very comfortable in his masculinity. Now, and I find it very concerning nowadays, mostly because men in this generation, they are expected to duly themselves in the same respect and mannerism that their fathers and grandfathers did. The thing about it is, it was a little more difficult back then. And let's get a little background into that. Is because you have the boomers. Boomers. They were born after the war. They a lot of post-war problems. It was more of a pull yourself up by the bootstraps type of thing. And the thing about it is, you had to be tough in that time period because weakness did not guarantee weakness definitely did not guarantee happiness. And unfortunately, those who did not try to strive for that specific type of happiness, it led to a lot of, near and dear beliefs or your way of life being taken away from you, especially when people were still coming out. Veterans were coming out, having a hard time finding jobs, and then you fought for a country, and then hypothetically you got a medal of honor for shooting down some poor child in another country. That's another thing I had to think about being a man. Being a man, sometimes it's not easy when you're a true man. Doing the right thing is not always ask, and not everybody has the stomach to do it as well. Another part, but going back through, we have, let's see, the millennials. They went through a period where, let's see, what main focus was to be a provider, That's basically the main majority for being a man. That's one of the caveats of being a man. And the thing about it is, the millennial generation, the X gens and the millennials, they spent most of their time listening to the boomers, telling them what the definition of being a man is. And it kind of became a little facetious off the topic, mostly due to the fact that when you have this person dealing with post-war, and then you're having a person who's talking about trying to go to college and, maintain this type of lifestyle. And then now you have today's generation men who are a little confused at what definition man is, because let's say things are a little more liberal to a degree. The word is thrown around too heavily, and you're put in a box, and that actually describes it more in general. You're put in a box to determine what you should look, what the archetype, what you should. That's the problem. Boys nowadays are trying to be molded into a box that sadly is not meant for them in the first place. You try to put people in a specific type of mold and they resist, that makes them feel that makes them ostracized. And they ostracize themselves mentally and emotionally because they feel they won't be good enough for what society deems as what a true man is. But but going back into a big question is, a true man knows his own mind and knows what he's about in life. He knows his purpose, has passion to want to strive for that purpose, whether it's a short-term goal or a long-term goal. And he's not, and a true man is definitely not afraid. The true man is definitely not afraid of the truth and what he believes in. Nowadays, a lot of people tend to be resonant about the truth because, the truth always hurts someone's feelings. Or hypothetically, with most guys, when they're dealing with women, they're afraid to, be honest and upfront out of fear of, losing something. But, I explained that in one of my earlier rant talks. It's always best to have a harsh truth and sweet reality. And the thing about it is, a characteristic that makes a real man is the strength of his core and the aspect that he has on other people around him. If you have the ability as a man to invoke some sort of change or galvanize something that can impress others or to better their own lives, then you've already achieved one step of becoming a true man. Because a true man is not just a person who wants attention, the person that leads. And the thing about it is, you don't have to want to be the leader. You have to know to lead. And I've realized that with a lot of people. You don't have to be born a leader to be a good person. You just have to have the skill set. And that's built from basically what you've learned from different people around you. And to any man listening to this video, I want you to know, you should not live by the standards of other people show you to be a man. Because that's basically whatever it takes for you to achieve your dreams, your goals. That's what makes you a true man. Now, there are also limits to what you can do. A true man has, as I stated, a true man has morals and standards. Well, let's say standards for right now. And you stand on those standards and you let no one uphold those or uproot those standards. Because those aren't just what you believe in, those are your principles. Principles make who you are. And who you are is the most important part of you. And the thing trying to be, as a man myself, I know it's hard trying to live up to an expectation that you don't want to. And being true to yourself is also hard, while also trying to maintain a healthy relationship with the people around you. But sometimes if you have to walk the path alone, walk the path with the most resistance to achieve your feasible life, your achievable goal set, and sometimes it has to be that way, and that's not a bad thing. Being alone sometimes is not always. It can be very peaceful, very tranquil. But one thing I want men especially, but everybody, to take from this video is that being a true man, it's not a little scuffed up here. Being a true man, it basically is what it is in the word itself. It's not being a manipulative douchebag. It's not being a overly zealous nice guy. And I'm not sure I know. Not being a nice guy. Don't ever be a nice guy. Yeah, being a nice guy does not get you anything. It's literally the second version of being. So my last bit of piece of advice with being a true man is that always be yourself. Be true to yourself. And be a change in somebody else's life. If you But yeah, that's my three caveats. That's the things that makes a true man is true to his cause. He's a true galvanizer to others. Most importantly, he's true to himself. And if you are true to yourself, then you're already a true man. Remember, everyone, truth, wisdom, and knowledge. Prestigious G. Until next time.